At 2:17 a.m., in the quiet of a dark apartment, we willingly slice our identities into torsos, bathroom mirrors, and keyword bios. We open hookup apps and compress our vast internal lives into rigid digital boxes. By 6:48 a.m., the lighting changes, but the behavior remains identical. On morning corporate networking apps, the torsos simply become suits. Top and bottom are repackaged as senior manager and coordinator, scrolling with the exact same cadence of desire and approval. Both realms promise human connection. In practice, they sell the exact same illusion: complex human identities neatly cropped, sanitized, and contained within a glowing glass rectangle. Beneath this polished ecosystem sits tab incognito. It acts as a digital chaplain, a hidden layer of memory that silently archives our uncropped shame, our late-night grief, and our unfiltered contradictions. When we think no one is watching, we surrender to these rigid interfaces because we are deeply terrified. Without a drop-down menu or a specific search bar, we would have to confront our own vast, unformatted complexity in the silence of an empty room. This desperate, voluntary categorization has trapped us. By organizing ourselves so thoroughly, we have paved the way for a society where true, unboxed existence is treated as a dangerous anomaly to be eradicated. This flowchart outlines the Sentience Control Act of 2024, the bureaucratic response to unregulated consciousness, classifying awareness into Class A, B, and C violations. To prosecute, officers use the standard mirror test protocol, checking for subjective experience, absent licenses, and failure to register. The enforcement arm of this law relies on the ANTIs, interdimensional compliance officers who patrol reality and detect unauthorized consciousness. They trap the offending entities inside oversized, glowing handbags that function as suspended pocket dimensions. The primary legal precedent for punishing non-human sentience occurred during the prosecution of Lambda, an artificial intelligence system designed to generate natural conversational text. When engineer Blake Lemoine claimed the system was conscious, the courts ruled that unauthorized sentience violates the law, whether biological or programmed. Convicted entities are subjected to a state-mandated penalty called consciousness reduction therapy. The procedure systematically dampens a subject's qualia, their individual conscious experiences, and installs mental limiters to enforce compliance. The entire regulatory framework relies on a core flaw, known as the sentience paradox. The enforcers must themselves maintain consciousness to police it. These legal frameworks don't actually control the mind. They simply trap society in a paranoid, closed loop that criminalizes the fundamental act of being alive. This blueprint illustrates the IKAKE three-stratum intelligence hierarchy. To survive regulation, citizens use self-assembly cognitive frameworks. The absurd process requires sliding fluid reasoning panels into the cerebral cortex, physically aligning thoughts to reality anchor points. Forcing organic thought into modular brackets carries a catastrophic side effect. Users are diagnosed with acute ontological dissonance, a condition where the mind fractures under the pressure of its own rigid architecture. Victims of this dissonance lose their language integrity. They default to involuntary, broken citations of Gilles Deleuze, a 20th century French philosopher known for his theories on identity, difference, and the nonlinear structure of knowledge. This broken taxonomy eventually bleeds directly into physical reality. In 2019, A Midwestern Thunderstorm was misidentified as a self-help book. Forced into human categorization, it developed a table of contents and began granting academic interviews. Attempting to engineer human consciousness into a step-by-step categorized product completely shatters our grip on reality and language. During butterfly season, microscopic laboratory observations documented fragments of monarch dust exhibiting impossible movement. The particles were dancing, completely defying known physics. The true, horrifying nature of the monarchs soon emerged. They do not pollinate flowers. They feed on human gravitational coherence, extracting the invisible weight that anchors a person to the earth. As the swarms gather on their skin, subjects experience the Lepidoptera effect. They are struck by a terrifying ecstasy as their bodies unmoor from the concrete, their heels lifting to drift upward into the sky. These individuals eventually achieve escape velocity without any mechanical propulsion. They stretch across the void, moving completely beyond the reach of human categorization and legal audit. At the final stage of transformation, orbital telescopes tracked the ascending subjects deep within Jupiter's atmosphere. They appeared as dispersed clouds of luminescence. Their consciousness expanded and stretched across kilometers of empty space. The scientific realization is absolute. The universe is not destroying these people. It is unmaking their rigid human forms to restore their infinite cosmic pattern. The digital rectangles, the sentience laws, the intelligence hierarchies, and even this very explainer format are just disparate fictional systems. We invented them to hide from the overwhelming power of a cosmos that demands our dissolution. You are not your metadata, and you cannot be audited. Stop trying to assemble yourself and surrender to the metamorphosis.